What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Primetime Sports Podcast, hosted by Joey Mailari. So tonight was the Giants' preseason game against the Bengals. I'm going to give an instant reaction to the game. I'm going to break down the whole game probably tomorrow or Tuesday, but I'm going to give an instant reaction to the game right now. The Giants won 25-22. As you can tell, I'm ecstatic about the win. It's preseason, but as I told you guys already, when the Giants suit up, I don't care if it's preseason, regular season, postseason, Super Bowl. I don't care if we're playing for the first pick or we're playing for a playoff spot or we're 3-12 in week 16 or week 17 with 1 or 2 games left to go, or 3-13 in week 17 or week 18. I don't care what the circumstance is. When the Giants suit up to play, I want to win. I don't care about a draft pick. I don't care about, it's just the preseason. When the Giants suit up, I want to win. Huge win for the Giants team. 25-22 win. Gutsy win. Davis Webb was absolutely elite in the fourth quarter for that Giants team. And the Davis Webb-Alex Bachman connection was unstoppable, which I want to talk about Daniel Jones too, but the fourth quarter just happened. Davis Webb finished the game 22 completions and 27 attempts, 204 passing yards, 2 touchdowns. Both of those touchdown passes going to Alex Bachman, a wide receiver for the Giants, who's been on the practice squad the last couple seasons now. He played in 1 game in 2020, played in 3 games in 2021, had a punt return for 16 yards in 2021, 4 kick returns for 94 yards. Then on the receiving end, had no catches in the 3 games he played in 2021. Did have a rush for -3 yards, so hasn't played at all. And in tonight's game, obviously he's playing for a roster spot, was unreal, was unstoppable. Got the game-winning touchdown. It was a slant route, in route, just about on the 5-yard line, caught it, bullet pass by Davis Webb, and lunged into the end zone and found himself in there. And also had a great touchdown going up the sidelines earlier in the fourth quarter. He was 11 catches for 122 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns. And you look at what Davis Webb did, he was throwing lasers around the field. Lasers, rockets around the field. Absolute cannons. That Giants team was the most efficient offense I've seen the Giants have in a single game in the last 5 years, truly. I have not seen a Giants team that efficient on offense. And I know it's a preseason. And you would say, Joe, it's just a preseason. Yeah, it is. But for a team that's been struggling to move the ball just for one series, for one possession in the last couple of years, we've been struggling to move the ball, especially when Daniel Jones is out. When Jake Fromm and Mike Glennon were in, when we got a first down, it seemed like we won the game because we were just content getting a first down with those guys. The Giants have finally found a playbook in the 21st century, a 21st century playbook. They finally have one that's up to date, no longer using a 1990 playbook that Joe Judge had. They're finally using a 21st century playbook that came from Mike Kafka, the Giants offensive coordinator now, was the quarterback's coach with Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City, and Brian Daboll, the head coach of the Giants now, was the offensive coordinator with the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen and Sean McDermott. The Giants finally have a 21st century offense. And you could tell just by the stats that the Giants were so efficient all night. 423 total yards, only gave up 272. The Bengals only had 272 total yards. The Giants had 423. Then you look at passing yards. The Giants had 356 passing yards. The Bengals, 203. Rushing yards was even, 69 for the Bengals, 67 for the Giants. The Giants were moving the ball so well all night, there was no need to run the ball, really. Sandro Platzgummer, running back from Austria, had a great first down carry. He did get popped over the middle the play before it, but recovered very well on the next play, got a first down, contributed to a Giants scoring drive. And if you look at it, the Giants had 25 first downs, the Bengals only had 18. The Giants were 2 of 3 on fourth down. 9 of 16 on third down. Both of those are better than we've been in years. And not everything was positive from this game. Obviously, Kayvon Thibodeau getting hurt was not a positive. He got chop blocked in the first quarter. I think it was the second quarter, just about early second quarter. And ended up exiting the game. But the Giants supposedly believe that we avoided a major injury to him. And he looked like he was all right in the sidelines, walked off onto his own power, went to the locker room, was in the tent a little bit, then was on the sidelines too. So I think we avoided a major injury, thankfully. But besides that, and a couple other injuries, there's nothing to complain about. Obviously, injuries are never good. Obviously, you don't want to lose guys. But I'm talking about what you saw from the offense tonight. Alex Bachman, 11 catches, 122 total yards receiving, and 2 touchdowns. And I haven't even gotten to how good Daniel Jones looked. Daniel Jones was unreal. Unreal. 14 completions and 16 attempts, 116 passing yards, did have an interception, but he should have been probably 15 of 16 for 125 yards with no interception. The interception he had was off the hands of Daniel Bellinger, rookie tight end, in the air. The Bengals made a Bengals defensive back made an acrobatic grab and intercepted it. But upon further review, it was looked at in the booth. It shouldn't have been an interception. It hit the ground. But regardless, that goes on the stat sheet as a Daniel Jones interception, but it's not Daniel Jones' fault. It's not his fault there. He should have been 15 of 16. That should have been caught right off his hands. Ends up going in the stat sheet as an interception. So if you look at it and didn't watch the game, you see, Daniel Jones 14 of 16, 116 passing yards, and an interception. Wow. But that's not the story of the game. That interception was off the hands of Daniel Bellinger, and it was Bellinger's fault. But at the end of the day, it still shouldn't have been an interception since it hit the ground. But we won the game. I'm fine with it. Daniel Jones looked great. Was throwing rockets around the field all night. His number one receiver was David Sills. 5 receptions, 56 yards. Daniel Jones targeted him actually 3 straight plays at one point. Tried to find him on the right sidelines. Great play by the defensive back on the Bengals. Then found him for a laser beam over the middle. And then found him for a great first down catch as well. And Sills looked great. Daniel Jones was throwing to David Sills a ton. Looked great. And this isn't even talking about how good Antonio Williams looked. The Giants running back. 5 carries, 26 yards. Receiving, 7 catches for 46 receiving yards. And then Jayshon Corbin, a guy I told you to keep your eye on in the Patriots game and then in this Bengals game. Had a touchdown in that third Giants drive. The Giants starters just about got 3 drives. And Daniel Jones needed that third drive since that second drive stopped pretty early off that deflection off Daniel Bellinger's hands and was intercepted. I didn't want Daniel Jones to end his night with an interception and call it a game. Instead, he comes back out there and had 8 straight completions on that last drive. I believe he was 8 of 9 for 79 yards, if I remember right, with what the broadcast was saying, which I'll check these stats. I'll be back on again tomorrow to break this down. But had 8 straight completions on the last drive and was capped off by a Jayshon Corbin rushing touchdown. 9 carries, 27 yards, and a touchdown for Corbin. And then on the receiving end, he was pretty good too. 4 catches for 15 yards. And in today's game, running backs have to be able to catch the ball. Especially in today's game, Brian Daboll's offense, they like throwing to the running back. Antonio Williams, 7 catches, 46 yards. And that's one thing he can do. Corbin, 4 catches, 15 yards. And then the other running back, Sandro Platzkammer, 2 carries, 4 yards, and a reception for 3 yards. On his 3-yard reception, he was absolutely lit up. Next play, got a huge 4th down conversion. And that ended up being one of the biggest plays of the game, since the Giants needed that in order to go down the field and win. When Platzkammer ran that, it was 4th and 1 on the Cincinnati 31 with 1 minute and 8 seconds to go. 4th and 1 for the Giants. He caught a play right before that, caught a pass, a 3-yard catch from Davis Webb. That was 3rd and 4, got us to 4th and 1. Got lit up, leveled right away when the ball hit his hands. Held on to it, got the ball with a minute to go, just about, minute and 8 seconds. 4th and 1 on the Cincinnati 31, and took the carry and got 3 yards out of it. And that was the first down the Giants needed. And then right after that, Davis Webb went right back to the wishing well. Alex Bachman, 13-yard catch. Huge receiving play there for him. Then the next play after that, Davis Webb, the Giants called a timeout. 42 seconds to go. The Giants found Alex Bachman for a 15-yard touchdown. And Bachman, the Giants sidelines, Davis Webb, everyone was going nuts. And then the Giants had a chance on defense to shut down the Bengals, and they did that. And the last play of the game was an unreal defensive play by Tamon Fox, an undrafted free agent linebacker out of UNC. Had a very good year at UNC last year, 33 tackles, 10 tackles for loss, and 8.5 sacks in 2021 for the Tar Heels. Tamon Fox was unreal in that last play. It was an out route to a Bengals receiver and found him shoulder to shoulder, right in like a lightning bolt, drilled him, popped out the ball, Giants recovered it, and won the game. 25-22 Giants win. And I'll break down more of this game tomorrow, but just wanted to give an instant reaction. Huge win for this Giants team. Could not be any more happy, could not be any more excited. Daniel Jones finally has a competent head coach, a reliable play caller, and a GM that knows what he's doing. 3 things that he's lacked the last 3 years. He finally has something around him that can help him. On the offensive line, on the play calling, head coach-wise, and as a GM. Daniel Jones finally has what he needs. And this is going to be a big year for him. Jones finished the night 14 for 16 with 116 passing yards, and that interception was not his fault, as I said. But ended up getting a third drive. Jayshon Corbin rushed the ball in for a touchdown. Huge night for this Giants team. And one thing about this Giants win, it just felt different. Different than what we've been used to. I know it's only a preseason game, but we're so used to losing. We're so accustomed to losing and having bad offensive lines and having a bad head coach and a bad play caller as an offensive coordinator and a bad GM. We're just so used to that. And finally, this team just feels different. The energy on the sidelines. The energy on the field. Davis Webb to Alex Bachman for a touchdown. Tamon Fox stripping that ball off for an interception. Daniel Jones to David Sills. Everything just felt different tonight. The energy has shifted for this Giants team. The energy has shifted. I'm sure you can tell from how excited I am right now. I'm thrilled, beyond thrilled, with what I saw tonight for this Giants team. And you could just say it's a preseason game. But for me, as I said, every time the Giants suit up, I want to win. It is always a playoff game or a Super Bowl game in my eyes when the Giants suit up. You only get 16 games, or you used to get 16 games. Now you get 17 games in the regular season and 3 preseason games. That's what you guaranteed every year. 20 games. 3 preseason games to get ready, and then 17 regular season games. So every single time the Giants suit up, you very well know I'm going to value it and take it serious and cherish it. Anyways, that concludes today's episode. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to listen to this as always. I appreciate it. Hope you guys have a good one. Thank you.